Hello and welcome. If you're a man over 50, you might be feeling, well, a little frustrated. Your energy's not what it used to be, right? Maybe your focus is a bit foggy, or things in the bedroom just feel different. And it's so easy to just shrug and say, well, I'm just getting older. But what if that's not the whole story? What if it's something simpler, something you can actually fix? Today, we're going to look at 3 essential vitamins that could be the real key to getting that vitality back, the kind you thought was long gone.
And this quote, this really hits the nail on the head. This is the core idea we're diving into. All those things we just talked about, the low energy, the poor circulation, that dip in your confidence, maybe, just maybe, they aren't some unavoidable part of aging. What if they're actually your body sending out an SOS, a signal that it's missing something vital? And the best part? A deficiency is something you can do something about. So let's figure out what your body might be trying to tell you.
All right, here's what we've got on tap. We're going to cover the circulation spark plug, the energy generator, and the vitality defender. Then we'll see how they all work together in what's called the vitality triangle. We'll also expose the #1 mistake most guys make and wrap it all up with a daily plan you can actually stick to. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with the foundation, the absolute first step to getting your strength back. We're talking about vitamin D. But I want you to think about it differently. Forget just the sunshine vitamin. For us, it's the circulation spark plug. It's the key that unlocks blood flow to, well, everywhere.
Now listen to this. This comes from a 67-year-old man, and it just gets right to the heart of it. He says he wants to be close to his wife, but his body, it just won't cooperate. You feel that? It's not a lack of want to, it's a physical can't do. And that quiet frustration is something so many guys go through. It almost always points back to one hidden culprit: circulation. And that's exactly where vitamin D steps in.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's not magic, it's straight up biology. Vitamin D basically flips a switch in your body that boosts something called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as a green light for your blood vessels. It tells them to relax, to open up. And when they do, boom, oxygen-rich blood can finally get where it needs to go. Not just to your heart and brain, but everywhere. And that free-flowing blood, that is everything. It's stamina, it's mental clarity, and it's the confidence that comes from knowing your body is ready for action. And here's the kicker. This isn't some rare problem. A whopping 40% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D. 40%! That's almost half. Think about that. We're talking about men who are doing all the right things, eating right, trying to stay active, and they still feel like they've lost a step. It could all come down to this one simple deficiency. And the good news? It's one of the easiest to fix.
All right, so we've opened up the highways with vitamin D. But even on a clear road, a car's not going anywhere without gas in the tank. That's our next piece of the puzzle, vitamin B12. This is the body's energy generator. This is what gives you the fuel to actually go.
And listen to this story about a 72-year-old guy. He's doing everything by the book, getting 8 hours of sleep, eating his vegetables, but he still feels like he's just dragging himself through the day. Brain fog, tired body, the whole deal. Does that sound familiar at all? It's such a powerful story because it's the textbook definition of a B12 deficiency that so often gets overlooked. Here's the bottom line. Vitamin B12 is what turns the food you eat into actual fuel. You can eat the healthiest food in the world, but without enough B12, it's like the energy never makes it out of the kitchen. And get this, B12 is also crucial for making red blood cells. And what do red blood cells do? They're the delivery trucks. They pick up all that oxygen that vitamin D helped get flowing, and they carry it to your muscles and your brain. So if you're low on B12, the deliveries slow down, and you get that physical weakness and that frustrating brain fog.
Okay, so vitamin D opened the roads. Vitamin B12 put the fuel in the trucks. But what about protecting the roads themselves? You need a bodyguard for the system, something to shield your blood vessels from damage and support the hormones that make you feel like you. And that brings us to our third pillar, vitamin E, the vitality defender. Now think about this guy. He's 70, he's disciplined, he's doing everything right, but he just feels off. He says his drive is gone, and then he says something that just hits you. I just don't feel like a man anymore. That's powerful, and it shows that you can put in all the effort in the world, but if you're missing this one protective piece, something a lot of folks miss, it just won't work.
So this is vitamin E's job. It's a powerful antioxidant. Think of it like rust-proofing for the inside of your body. It fights off all that low-level damage from inflammation that makes your blood vessels get stiff and brittle over time. It keeps them flexible and strong, protecting the very highways that vitamin D opened up. But here's the other part of its job. It's also a key player in supporting healthy testosterone levels. And you know how critical that is for your mood, your motivation, just your overall get up and go.
So what happens when you put all three of these together? This is where it gets really, really good. They don't just add up, they multiply each other's effects. One guy put it perfectly. He said taking all three felt like he got a new engine. That's not just a small tweak, that's synergy. So let's just walk through it one more time. It's a simple, powerful system. 1. Vitamin D opens up the pathways. That's your circulation. 2. Vitamin B12 fills those pathways with oxygen-rich blood cells. That's your energy. And 3. Vitamin E protects those pathways and supports the hormones that put it all to use. That's your defense. Circulation, energy, protection. That's the vitality triangle. When they're all working together, it's a whole new ballgame. Okay, but here's the catch, and it's a big one. A lot of guys hear all this. They run out to the store, grab some vitamins, and then crickets. Nothing changes. Why? Because they're all making the same critical mistake, and it completely sabotages their efforts. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. And here it is, the #1 mistake, assuming all supplements are the same. There's a story about a guy who brings in this huge grocery bag just full of cheap supplements, totally frustrated that he feels no different. And the problem wasn't his dedication, it was the quality. Because it's not about just taking vitamins, it's about your body being able to absorb them. If you can't absorb it, it's just a waste of money.
So how do you fix that? You have to choose the right form of each vitamin. Honestly, this might be the most important thing you hear today. For B12, you want to look for methylcobalamin, not the cheap cyanocobalamin that your body has a hard time using. For vitamin D, always go for D3. It's just way more effective than D2. And for vitamin E, you want a natural, full-spectrum version, not the synthetic stuff. Just making these small changes on the label, that's the difference between supplements that work and ones that don't.
All right, we know the what and we know the why. Now let's talk about the how. We're going to put this all together into a daily plan. And look, this isn't about some crazy complicated routine you'll put in a week. This is simple, it's realistic, and it works. This whole routine is just 3 simple steps. Check it out. 1. In the morning, take your B12, the good kind, remember, with a breakfast that's got some protein in it. That helps you absorb it and gets your engine started. 2. Right after breakfast, step outside. Just a 15-minute walk in the sun to get that natural vitamin D. And hey, if it's a dreary day, no problem. Just take a quality D3 supplement instead. 3. At lunchtime, grab your vitamin E from real food. A handful of almonds, some seeds on your salad, a little olive oil. That's it. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. These small steps, day after day, they add up to something huge.
So, let me ask you, looking at these 3 simple habits, the B12, the walk, the almonds, which one are you going to start first? What's the one thing you can commit to doing tomorrow? Drop a comment below and tell us. Making that commitment is the first step.
And that really brings us to the most important point of all. We've covered the science, we've heard the stories, but it all boils down to this simple idea. This isn't just about nutrients. It's about your identity. It's about having the energy and confidence to show up for the people you love, to wake up in the morning and feel like you. So the final message here is one of hope. It's a message of control. It is not too late to be the man you know you are, fully, boldly, and without apology. Thank you so much for your time today. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.